Jeffrey Epstein stashed secret files in storage units across the U.S. that may include never-before-seen evidence. Guys, this is a bombshell. Now, it's coming from the New York Post, so we don't know how, reliable this is, but secret files in storage units may include never-before-seen footage. This could be insane. He secretly stashed computers, photographs, and other items in storage units scattered across the U.S. and paid private detectives to move the material around as investigators closed in on him, according to a new report. Financial records and emails reviewed by the Telegraph revealed that the dead pedophile rented at least 6 storage lockers nationwide, some starting in 2003, and paid for them until 2019, the year he died in lockup. The units were used to house items from his home, including computers and CDs from his private Caribbean island, Little St. James. Okay? Search warrants, which were part of the tranche of 3 million Epstein-related documents released by the DOJ, also revealed U.S. authorities possibly never raided the storage spaces, which could contain never-before-seen evidence in the sex trafficking case. Emails reviewed by the publication further revealed Epstein had private eyes moving shit out of his homes into the storage facilities before authorities could execute search warrants and at his residences. Now, this, guys, see, this is kind of like, I remember Adriana Ross, before they served a search warrant at the Palm Beach mansion, bunch of computers and hard drives disappeared. Maybe this shit went here. I thought a lot of this shit went to Zorro Ranch. Maybe some of it went there. Maybe some of it at Zorro Ranch went to storage units elsewhere, right? I mean, here's the deal, guys. You ready? Let me just tell you this. Whatever was there is not going away. You know what I mean? I don't believe it's going to be destroyed, guys. And here's why. Because whoever would have any compromising material that Jeffrey Epstein made would have more power than entire governments. And so if you were a private investigator or you were somebody connected to Epstein and you had access to tapes that had Trump on there or Bill Gates on there or Ehud Barak on there, right? That's worth billions. That shit, you're not going to destroy that shit because that shit could leverage you all the money you would need for the rest of your fucking life. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, it could also get you offed too. But so that's why I think some of this shit is going to find its way out. And these private investigators were moving this shit. It says the convicted offender made regular payments to multiple facilities, including one near his Palm Beach mansion, according to credit card statements. Additional files showed Epstein's private investigators were instructed to rent a Manhattan storage unit on his behalf and were paid tens of thousands to do so. In August 2009, a month after his release from jail, he was emailed by a PI who informed him that Virginia Giuffre had requested missing computer material. And I mean, dude, he had boxes of shit. Over the weekend, I learned plaintiff's counsel are looking to get from me computers and paperwork I took from Jeff's house prior to the search warrant. Bill Riley of the 𝗙ecie𝗶𝗶𝗀𝗧 Private Detective Agency emailed Epstein, his lawyer. I have them locked in storage, would like to know what to do with them. They're no longer needed in the criminal case, I assume. Is it possible to give you these items for review and safekeeping or give them to Darren Indyke? He's one of the executors of the estate. Or back to Jeff. The email also stated the computer drives in the storage unit had been copied or cloned, though it's unknown what happened to the copies. Okay? I mean, dude, you never know, man. I think there's a lot of people who have compromat on a lot of people, man. Emails in the file dump also indicate Epstein instructed PIs to remove computers from his home after he was tipped off. His staff also discussed transporting some computers and CDs from the island to the units and wiping them. Some of the material in the units could predate the earliest material in the Epstein files released by the DOJ. So some of this shit could be from the 90s, guys. Some of this shit could be Trump 90s material. As Epstein was serving his sentence in Palm Beach County, he also emailed Riley, "You were going to send me a copy of Redacted's picture." And Riley said, "I thought I had it on a copy of my computer, but it's in storage with everything else. I will get it out next time I go to the unit." Epstein also rented another storage unit 5 minutes from his New York mansion. And with his accountant, Richard Kahn, who is also one of the executors of the estate, writing in June 2012, it contained mostly furniture, but a lot of excess equipment, including computer supplies, etc. The FBI did not respond to the Post's request for comment on whether Epstein's storage facilities were ever searched. I guarantee you they were not searched, guys. Okay? I guarantee you they were not searched. They didn't even search Zorro Ranch. There's no way they searched the fucking storage unit. No way, boss. But man, guys, there's still stuff out there even that the FBI doesn't have. I'm telling you, this shit is going to get rich in the next couple of years, boss. It's going to get rich. It is, dude. So the thing about this is I know that much of it was cleaned, but I also know that the people who do the cleaning, they make copies, guys. The people who do the cleaning make copies, like of something. You know what I mean? These guys are all crooks. And there's no honor among thieves. You've heard the phrase. So these guys, whoever like cleaned it, copied it somewhere. It is somewhere. So, you know, it may be keeping their families alive or keeping money flowing. I mean, there's always like some kind of trail or something, or they keep the originals or they keep something, you know, they just do. I just know that this shit, like all of it will not disappear. And you know what's funny about this? And this is what's really crazy. Even in the original case, there was something I was reading Julie K. Brown's book today, and it really hit me, guys. I had a moment with Julie K. Brown's book that like really hit me in the feels about how young these girls were. Because the investigation that was mounted by Detective Rick Carey of the Palm Beach Police got sabotaged by the state's attorney, Barry Krischer, and the state attorney's office. They completely sabotaged the case. They protected Epstein. Eventually, Rick Carey went to the FBI, and then the FBI sabotaged it too. But in the first sabotage, when the state attorney sabotaged the case, what ended up happening was they had found an employee, okay? It was an employee who had worked for Epstein for 6 months, all right? His name was Rodriguez. So Alfredo Rodriguez worked for Epstein for 6 months, and he was like the house manager. He paid the girls, and he took notes of the girls, their names, the dates, their phone numbers, and all of this shit jived. And the reason he did this was because he kept noticing that the girls like were getting younger and younger. And then the thing that hit me was he was in charge of paying them, and he was in charge of like when they showed up, can I get you a snack? You want something to eat? And you know what he said? He said that they would always eat a lot of cereal and they drank a lot of milk. And anybody who has raised a kid, you know the age of like kid where they just want to eat cereal for like every meal and they drink milk all the time. Literally, every meal they would eat cereal. And it is like 12 to 15. It's like before they really are into cooking and shit. And I mean, when I read that thing about all these girls coming over and all they wanted to eat was cereal, it like I had an emotional moment because it just hit me when I realized, like, at that point, you know exactly how old those girls are. Like, you just, if you've ever had a kid, you just know that, like, holy shit. It like broke me a little bit.